Bonjour, my Belle Queens. Hello, Belle Queens. It is I, Miss Kathy, your homegirl, whoever you would like to call me, but I'm here to support you. So, today I wanted to talk about, cutting off your waist beads, right? We get to a phase in our life, during our journey, really, of waist beads. When do I cut them off? When do I know it's done, it's over with, or is there a limit behind cutting off your waist beads? When do you cut them off? So I will share my experience and what I recommend when it's time to cut off, and I'm also going to cut off one of my strands. I don't want to, but here we are. So cutting off your waist beads. I just put one on yesterday to do a tie on tutorial on IG Live. So I decided, okay, let me just do one where I can share with you all what it means to cut off my waist beads, because I currently now have 7 on. And I don't want that much on. But I already had planned to cut them a few off, or just 1 or 2 off, and tie on a new one. But the IG Live kind of came together, so I'm making the video today. Anyway, that's besides the point. Anyway, so why do you cut your when do you cut them off? Why do you cut them off? So I usually when I wear waist beads, I try to have them on up until a year. A year is my time limit with each strand that I put on. So I do highlight or mark the days that I tie on my waist beads. Most of the time, I tie on waist beads on a significant day to me, when there is a transition, or my birthday, or it's just a date that is important to me. I would tie on a waist bead. Some of the strands that I have on were put on as I tied them on as a tutorial, but I always use a waist bead that I actually want to wear. So my tie on sessions are my tie-on tutorial are for me, but also to teach you all to how to tie them on. So like I said, I currently have 7 waist beads on, and I'm going to cut off one today to show you all. So why are you cutting it off? So it depends on you, honestly. When you're done with that energy, every color means something. Every strand that you tie on, there's a purpose of why you have them on. So for me, every one of my waist beads target an intention, something that I want to work on, that I want to get better at, whatever it may be. That's why I tie my waist beads on. So I have a few that are approaching a year, that are already a year old. So my white one is already a year old, and I said, okay, it's time to let that one go and put on a new strand. So being that I already tied on a strand yesterday, so today is just going to be me tying it on. So my white one is all about connection to purpose, balance, spiritual awareness, connection to God. And I feel that in this year that I've gotten closer to where I want to be with God, and how I interact with him, because I was straying a little bit in my connection with him. And I said, okay, I need to get in line. I need to get back to where I was, before I got to where I am, where I was. And so I tie on the white strand to connect me to God, to get back to the balance that I needed in my life. And so you can use your intentions, and if you feel that you've accomplished those intentions with your strand, you can cut them off. You can put a time limit. Okay, I'm going to wear this for this long, and when I'm done with it, I'm going to let it go. So when working on your journey, there's no time limit on your journey. Sometimes we do have goal time frames, and that's okay. And I don't want you guys to limit your journey to 1 year. Sometimes it may take longer than one year to, accomplish those intentions, to accomplish those goals. So it's based on you and listening to yourself and seeing if you are in a different place than you were when you tied those strands on before. So I recommend to, when you approach the year, is it time for me to move on to get to another level, or do I still need to work on some things, certain things, or am I still where I was when I tied on my strand? Hopefully you're not, because if you're still on the same level that you were in when you tied those strands, that particular strand on, then you need to do some, self-evaluation. Cut some things out of your life that you need to cut out to get you where you need to get to, or the place that you would like to be, spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, whatever your goal was. When you tied on that strand, you need to focus on that goal and get to that place, into that where you want, the place that you want to see yourself be, see you. So I want to encourage you all, when you tie on your waist beads, be mindful, be intentional with your journey, because it is a journey of you connecting with yourself. It's self-healing, it's self-love, it's self-assurance, it's reflection, all of that in one box. And check mark, is it time for me to move on? Do I need to go to the next level? So my time frame, I put a year on my strands, and they last up to a year, even longer if you want to. And I said, you know what, it's time for me to part ways and to let go of a few of my strands. So today I'm going to cut off my white strand that I've been wearing for a year now. I tied that one on in March of last year when we first got into this pandemic. And so I want to show you all how to cut it off and what you will need to make sure, you don't have beads falling all over the place. So again, it is that time where I'm saying, you know what, I'm ready to elevate in my spiritual journey. I want to set intentions for something else, to get higher and connected to God. So of course the color white is spiritual awareness, connection to God, clarity, bliss, ambition, purity, balance, devotion, and presence. And so that's what white stands for, and that's what I was going. My purpose of putting on the white strand was my connection to God, and I feel that I've reached the journey. I've reached the limit of where I wanted. Not limit. Let me not limit the journey, but I've reached the goal that I wanted to accomplish with my relationship with God, and getting myself back to that church girl I grew up to be. But now I'm a grown woman now, so there's different levels of my spiritual journey that I wanted to accomplish, that I was missing, that I needed to connect with again. So what you will need is scissors. You will need a bowl. This is my bowl that I got. I got this from the dollar store, guys. And I've had this bowl for now going on 2 years. So you can get a bowl or whatever you have in your household to catch the beads. So I'm going to show you my strands. Let me push my camera back a little bit so you can see my strands that I have. Let me go back, fix my camera. All right. So like I said, I have 7 on. These are the 7 that I have. So the strands that I will be, I said the white one, but I have these 3 strands that have approached a year. These 3. And I feel that it is time to, part ways with them. This is very difficult. Now that I'm looking at it, it won't be easy because you do get attached to your waist beads. They become a part of you. I have a lot of women that would say, I'm attached. I don't want to let them go. So, I feel naked without them on. And that's okay. I get it. Because once you put on waist beads, there's no going back. There's no going back. There's no going back. So having a bare midsection is weird to me now. So anyway, so I'm going to take my scissor and I am going to cut it off. So here's the root. You'll look for the root that you have that is knotted, and one side is going to hold the beads, and the other side is just going to fall. So be careful to hold on to the part where the beads will loosen up. So I need a moment, sorry. I'm letting go of these beads. So I'm going to cut it and try it. See, it's going to fall. And I don't know if you can hear all the beads cackling on the floor. And hold on to those beads. You don't really need the bow, but just in case you have the bow. So this is the strand here. Cut them off. They're gone. And what do you do with the beads? Well, you can either save them just to be, let me adjust my camera. You can save them as something to remind you of your journey and where you've come from and how far you've come. I save my beads in like a treasure box that I have for myself, that I put all my tools and stuff that I've experienced. I save them. So it's up to you what you want to do with them. Let me fix my camera. All right, so here's my strand. And you can put them in the box, and you save them in your jewelry or whatever you keep your keepsakes in. That's where I save mine, or you can throw them away. It's up to you. It's preference. It's whatever you desire to do with them. That's up. You can turn it into an anklet. You can turn it into a bracelet. It's all up to you. But when you're ready to part ways, be ready. Be ready. And you could start a new journey with new strands of waist beads and set intentions for them and focus on that new journey that you're on. So I hope that helped. Until next time, peace and love to you. Have an amazing day, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like our video and share.